How's it going, YouTube? Today I'm going to be doing a review of Kydex holster. See, it's here. This one is homemade. I'd made this today. It's the first one I've ever made, but so this is my first go at it. I felt like sharing it with you. Just to start, I found all the information, all the materials that I needed, all the supplies, all the, every direction, every question that you would have about making it, I found on a YouTube channel. It's PhillyEDC. I'll put the link in the description. The guy's name is John, and he started out just making them for himself, and then ended up, full-time business. So he's pretty successful at it. He's got some really good information, some really great information, rather. Everything you'll need, and a location, price, everything. So again, I'll put his link in the description to his, or link on the video rather, to his channel. So yeah, so that's where I got all the information. So to start, it's a .080 Kydex. The color is police blue. I don't know if you can see that. You kind of get the blue from the light underneath. But yeah, it's a dark blue. It's really nice. It's for my safety check his gun first. There is no magazine. And I don't know if you can see in there. No round in the chamber. So this is a focus Glock 23 Gen 4. Got my custom backplate on it. Yeah. So then this is the holster itself. I put a high put a high sweat shield on it. That's just how I like everything, a thin high sweat shield. And I tried for, I don't know, some sort of cant. It's nice. I don't know if it's 5 degrees or 10 degrees. I don't know. I just tilted the gun when I put it together, so I don't really know. Some of the nice things about it is it's really sturdy. I mean, the stuff is really easy to cut and score and crack, in lines. But I mean, it's really, really sturdy. The retention on it is also awesome. Gun doesn't come out. It's in there pretty good. I went with the .080 just because this is the first one I'm doing, and I didn't want to have to deal with the .060 really getting in and creating a lot of retention in all these detailed areas that you either have to tape up properly or let out afterwards. I didn't want to have to deal with that, so I just wanted to try it with this first and get a working one, and I was pretty successful at that. I taped up a little bit. I taped over the trigger guard, and still got some good definition there, and I taped over the rail, and I put it's not balsa wood, it's a stronger type of balsa wood that I got from my local craft store, over the ejection port, just so there wouldn't be any hang-ups there, and it came out pretty well. There was only one place that I had to take out just a little bit, and that was on the back side of the trigger guard. I had to pull a little bit out there, but not a lot. I actually pulled out too much, so I had to push that back in to get, because it was just falling out afterwards. So, yeah. So this is it. It's pretty good. It's almost, it's almost great. It's perfect for the first time, I think. There are a few issues that I have with it. And the first biggest one, which really, it's not that big of a deal, I guess, for some people or whatever. It's just the gun isn't centered on the Kydex. As you can see, it's only about an inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch over here, and inch and a half, inch and 3/4 over there. So the next one I gotta move the gun over a little bit. I didn't notice it until too late for it to make a difference. So, but it's really not that big a deal, for me at least. But you know, I definitely want to get them centered from now on. The other thing is, if you do go over and look at John's videos, he is really big on the edges being perfect, and I didn't have the right tools to get the edges perfect at the time. I tried with you know, sandpaper and the sponge and even the Dremel, the buffing wheels on the Dremel, and it just wasn't coming out perfect. I mean, it's definitely smooth, and they're definitely, you know, no edges or anything. It's smooth, beveled around. It's nice, but you can see the split between both pieces, or you know, so it's nice. There's room to improve though, for sure. Another small little issue that I have is I cut the front too short, so it didn't fully. I want it to kind of go up a little bit more into the trigger guard, to the base of the trigger guard, where it meets the grip, kind of. So that's not a big deal. It really doesn't cause any issues. It's just another aesthetics kind of thing. And then another issue that I'll be fixing tomorrow is I've never used these eyelets before, and I don't have a press, so I'm using an F-clamp, and it's kind of difficult to keep them straight. So a couple of them, I think 2 or 3, kind of cracked and split a little bit. So you need a wrench that makes it easy. Not a wrench, pliers that make it easier to take those out, because I was pretty unsuccessful with what I had. So I ordered that, and I'll have that tomorrow. So those will be re-riveted, so that won't be a problem anymore. So yeah, so that's that. I mean, the belt loops, I tried to make a kind of like a jig that he had shown, but I couldn't really find the right size wood, so it isn't perfect. They come out a little bit taller on this end, but they're generally pretty uniform. I mean, they're almost the same. I cut them a little off because this was the first piece I cut, so I didn't, you know, it was kind of difficult. Plus the .125 Kydex that I have for these is a real pain to cut. It's not really that easy. So at least with the knife, scoring it and cracking it isn't that easy. So when you use a saw, the coping saw, it's a little bit easier. So I figured that out later. But yeah, so these are a little off, but they're still 1 3/4 inch. They fit my belt perfectly. You know, so it's pretty damn good though for first time. I mean, it looks pretty legit, I think, at least, you know. I mean, there are definitely some defects, but if those couple defects were fixed, which I hopefully will easily fix, I mean, it looks like something that I would buy, you know. So I think it's pretty good. I'm gonna make. I'm kind of hesitant to use a real gun in it. The Glock I bought a blue gun for, just because the polymer, you know, I was listening to what they were saying, and he said that he heard that it was warping the polymer, so I definitely got a blue gun for this Glock. But I have a SIG 229 that I'm gonna attempt to make one for, and I'm kind of nervous to just tape it up and use it, but I mean, John uses his, I think it's a SIG 1911, he uses that a lot, so, and it still seems in good condition, so I'll probably do that, and I'll put a video up on what that looks like, hopefully fix these small issues. Waiting for a shipment of a couple of things that I bought to make it easier, so I'll have that maybe in a couple days done. Just one quick note, if you are looking to make your own, some people say you can use a griddle to heat the Kydex, just like a flat top griddle. I bought one, cheap one, because I'm not going to do anything but heat Kydex with it. And I think it was 20 bucks at Walmart, and that's not a really good way to heat the Kydex. Maybe like a more expensive griddle is more evenly heated, but the way that small one appeared to be working was there's a ring like around the inside of the tray, just one ring that heats up and that disperses to the rest. So it was, I only did it on the belt loops, so if I were to take them off underneath the top and the bottom, there is a pieces that melted from the heated area and around that ring being so hot and the middle not being so hot. So that I'm returning that. I used my toaster from my kitchen for the rest of it, so I'm gonna go buy a toaster because the toaster works perfectly for this. So that was good. That's just a side note. I'm also gonna try to make some mag carriers. I have some leftover Kydex from this. So I'm going to try to make some mag carriers. I'm going to buy a dummy iPhone and see what I can finagle out of that. See if I can get an iPhone case made. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do the retention. I might just do like the dual mag with the screw retention. So I don't know how that's going to work yet. But I'll put a video up for that if I do that. And I also have a K-bar I might make one for, so I'll let you guys know if I make one. I'll put a video up. So, but obviously this isn't perfect, but I know how to fix those things. So I really, if anybody wants, I have a Glock 23 and the SIG 229. If y'all want me to make one for you, just send me a message or something, and I'll get you with a price. I have to order the Kydex, so I can pretty much get anything that's out there color-wise, but their prices vary based on what thickness and color. So just let me know, and I can get you a quote on that. And it'll probably take a week in shipping, for the Kydex to come in and for me to ship it out, and maybe a day or two to make it based on what I'm doing. So just yeah, send me a message if you want one. Yeah, so thank you.